is going on, guys? Merv here, back here with another video. I hope you guys are having a great day. So I went for a drive enjoying this nice weather that we have, and an idea or just a topic popped in my head is that I haven't reviewed my car yet for the channel. So if you guys don't know, this is my 2018 Audi S3. I got it last August, late August, and I've been enjoying it pretty much ever since. I've done a few little things to it in terms of mods and stuff, but it's about to go through some more changes this summer, actually. But yeah, so I just wanted to talk and review this car that I've had for about 8 months now, 9 months, something like that. And yeah, so let's just dive into it. So first off, the car, what we're looking at here. Like I said, it's a 2018 Audi S3, so it's part of the 8V generation. This is the facelift, so it's the 0.2. What makes it different from the earlier ones is really the headlights. It's got a mild refresh on the front end for the S models. The wheel options are a bit different. The taillights have changed slightly, and the transmission, instead of a 6-speed dual clutch, it's a 7-speed now for these specific models. Now, for the interior, this car actually has an interesting spec. Actually, before I get into the interior, it's got the black optics package, so it's black on black with the blacked out. Black optics is basically the blacked out emblems here. Emblems are blacked out. Anything that would be chrome on the car, so that would be the mirrors here, the actual trim around the windows has all been blacked out. Like I said, the Audi logo, the S3, is blacked out, which looks really nice and stealthy. So all chrome that is available on the car has been blacked out, essentially. This is the progressive trim, so it's the middle trim of the S3 line, but it does have some certain features, or in my case I would say future-proof mods, in terms of not mods but options. Let's get inside. So like I said, it's a black on black, but it's got the red interior, or as some people have told me, the red guts. What makes this one specifically unique inside is that this one doesn't have the push to start button. Actually, it has the traditional, which I personally love, is the Volkswagen Audi switchblade. So this is the only way that you can start it, actually, is with a turnkey push in with the brake start. Actually, and also with the facelift of these models, there was an option for a digital display, or the virtual cockpit, which started off with the Mark III Audi TTs. The S3s actually got that option, and the RS3s. But this one, the previous owner kept it with the analog gauges, which I personally prefer. I think it's more future-proof for the car, and I love just the simplicity of the gauges. The interior is very minimalistic, and I love that. Alright, now closing the door. Other things to note about the interior. For one, let me just put the car in accessories mode for a sec, so you guys can see here. Let me lower the volume so you guys can see. Actually, hold on, let me start it. Nice. Okay, so as you guys can see, it's nice and analog, everything like that. One thing I love is this center console here pops out, so you can actually hide it if you wanted, if you just want to see this like a traditional car would. But it's nice to have that little screen with extra information. Currently it's not showing it, but when I plug in my phone in the armrest here, the center console, you can use your USB-C to plug it into your phone, and it'll connect automatically to Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, which is nice. So it'll display it right here, so you have all your information from your phone directly in your car. But yeah, other options that weren't there, so like I said, the push to start wasn't there, the virtual cockpit wasn't there, which I personally like. I like that it's a bit more bare bones in here. It has the things that you need necessarily, and just less things to actually go wrong and break. Things that I don't like about this interior, the main thing I'll say, like, let me put this here for perspective. This is just a regular bottle of water. I think this is 500 mils, $5.91. Okay, putting this here, I think, was a bad design choice, because if this bottle was any bigger, already it's getting in the way of some of the buttons. But I can't put a bigger drink than this, actually. Like, I love boba, and I usually go for the bigger gulps. I usually get medium for this car because it can't fit anything bigger than that. It gets in the way of things here. Like, all the climate controls and all that stuff is completely blocked. So I know with the 8Y generation, the generation after this A3 S3 line, they fixed that, I'm pretty sure. The placement of the cup holders were definitely better organized. In terms of the interior, I think it's very nice. It's a perfect size small sedan. It's essentially, for my non-Euro people that don't know about these kind of cars, it's essentially a sedan version of a Golf R. It's underneath, it's part of the MQB platform, so that means that it shares a lot of its underpinnings with the GTIs and the Golfs, the Golf Rs. So it's got all of that essentially in here. In terms of the interior, that's more or less it. It doesn't have the optional diamond leather stitch seats because previous owner didn't put that, and I honestly prefer these ones because it comes with the heated seats and the automatic seat controls. When you upgrade to those seats, the upgraded diamond stitch leather seats, you get rid of that option for the it'll be manual moving seats, and I don't know if the heating is still going to be a part of that. Don't quote me on that, I'm not 100% sure. But other things that this car specifically has or doesn't have getting out, we actually have the optional red brake calipers with the S logo here. That is actually a $500 option. Personally, if I were getting this car brand new, I would have definitely put that, especially on a black car. What else? Trunk space. If we pop it open, it's not bad for what it is. It's not amazing, like it's not very high, but you do got some length there. But you can definitely fit all 4 of your tires and wheels, but that's essentially it. It has the 18-inch wheels. 19s are optional, but this person preferred to stay with the 18s, which I think is perfect, especially where we live. 18s are more than enough. Car's a little bit dirty, sorry about that. I did clean it like 2 days ago, but already, you know, black cars. Now, in terms of mods, I have a few little things I did to the car. Oh my god, I think it works, lady. In terms of mods, what I've done to the car for now is that I fitted with a couple CTS turbo parts. So I got the cold air intake here. Right next to the turbo, we actually got the turbo inlet to go with the turbo, so it makes some nice spoolie boy sounds. If I didn't say already, the power output of the S3s from this generation made 292 horsepower and 280 torque, I believe, which is the same as the Golf R of this generation, which is honestly, this car, because of it being a small sedan, this car is quick. Does 0 to 60, I believe, in 4.5 seconds, or 4.5, 4.6, around that. So in kilometers, that's 0 to 100 in about the same. Besides that, I mean, quad tips are standard with the S3s. It does have also a res delete on this car. It sounds pretty good, but I will not be that person to rev it out here. We're gonna go for a quick drive so I can give you my thoughts on how the car drives as well. But being as it's my car, I'm gonna be a bit biased probably, but I mean, in all honesty, this is the nicest car I've ever owned, so it's gonna do the things that an Audi should do, which is it's gonna give you that understated look, but it's gonna give you that performance that you need when you want it, and that luxury and comfortability. Interior mods that I've done, I fitted these forged carbon paddles. These are literally the first things actually I got for the car, because they come with, if you see the outline here, the little cutout, this is the actual size of the factory paddles. They're just little plastic ones, but these big, they look like straight out of a Huracan or something. This size of paddle is just really ups the steering wheel, and it's a beautiful steering wheel on these cars. And I also added this carbon fiber shifter cover on here. And yeah, in terms of interior, that's all that you really need. It's a very nice, clean, classy interior, so didn't want to take away from that. Okay, I got you guys fitted into the inside of the car, so we're gonna go for a quick drive. We just start up this bad boy. Yes. Okay, so I got someone looking at me here. This always happens, you know? You try to do a video and people get curious and whatever. So yeah, let me just make sure the music isn't playing. I don't want... oh, there you go, it's connected to my phone. Playing on here. Lower the volume. Yeah, let's put her in sport mode. So this car, I didn't say another thing. On the exhaust, it has an active valve, so when you put it in sport mode, the flap opens, so you get a bit more sound coming out the back. So with the res delete that I have, it's just extra, which is great. So the DSG farts, as they're known for, is definitely extra loud. We're gonna put the traction control off, or stability control, and yeah, let's just go for a quick drive. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy, because we gotta still respect you know, our environment here. We're not trying to be a hoonigan. But yeah, so this car, man, it drives super smooth, super nice. It's definitely, like I said, the nicest car I've personally owned. Before I had this car, I had a 2015 Ford Fiesta ST. That thing was absolutely amazing, a ton of fun for what it is, and miss it every day. Unfortunately, I was in a bad car accident. Someone smashed into me in the rear while I was waiting at a light and totaled the car pretty much instantly. So after a few months going back and forth with my insurance, they gave me a nice paycheck, and so did the government, and I got myself this car, and here we are now. Oh yeah, she makes all the nice sounds. Like, the suspension definitely stiffens up, the steering stiffens up when you put it in sport mode. I have it in individual, so that means tailored to what I like. So the suspension still is on the sportier, or the firmer side. The steering I put on its most aggressive, and the gearing as well. So everything's pretty much at the extreme, except the suspension. I still think I kept it on the softer side, pretty sure. I change it all the time though, just so I don't get used to it all. But yeah. imperceptibly quick though. Like, I won't even say how fast we just went there already, but within the first 3 gears, man, we were going, let's say, almost double what the limit is on these streets. That's the thing, this car is so smooth, the transmission is so good. Like, let's say, okay, I take it out of sport and I just put it in drive, the RPMs will drop, and the baffle will close in the exhaust, and we're cruising. Suspension has softened up a bit. The steering is still a bit on the aggressive side because I'm still on individual, even if I change the suspension back to just drive. But yeah, this car is literally one of those kind of cars that you can just do it all. That's what makes this such a great platform for a lot of people, is that you can take this car to the track and you can go home. You can go to a road trip in this thing. You can enjoy it in the winter, in the summer, all year round. This car is an absolute unit, and I love this thing. Up for a second, I just wanted to, let me put this down. So yeah, this car is a great, does everything very well kind of car. Would I say it's for everyone? No, probably not. It's so good at doing what it does that it almost takes away from the experience, if that makes sense. Like, it's so good that it barely has any flaws, like, from what I can think of, for now anyways. I've only had this car for, like I said, 8 months. Reliability, it's been great so far. All I've done, I did my first oil change in this thing since owning it. I got the car with 54,000 kilometers. It's now at 62,000, almost 63. So they say, dealership says to do it every 12,000 kilometers. There's no way I'm gonna wait that long. I'm gonna do it every 6 to 8, just to stay on top of things. Also, what else? The DSG flush I'm gonna have to do around 80k, just preventive measures. I do plan on tuning this car eventually as well, so I'm definitely gonna have to keep up to date on maintenance, just simple preventative stuff on these cars, because yes, at the end of the day, it is a European car, and now that I've gone to an Audi, when things break, they're going to be expensive, and I do not want that to happen. If I can avoid it, that would be fantastic, because I'm used to having cheaper cars, so when things break, I won't cry as much. But with something like this, being more of an upscale car, obviously that comes with a price. So that's just something got to keep in mind if these cars are something that you're looking at. Price wise, these cars, they still hold their value fairly well because it's an S model. I will share what I paid for this car. The sticker price was $38, but because I put some money down, I didn't pay $38,000. I actually paid $28,000. And the rest of the money that I got, I kept for myself, just for other things. But I did put 10 grand down on this car as a deposit. Yeah, I mean, why didn't I get a Golf R instead of this? Well, personally, I like the shape of this car. I like that you don't see it as often as a, hold on, it's getting hot in here. I like this more than a Golf R because you see Golf Rs everywhere, at least in my area. You see them a lot. The S3s I find are less common. Less people modify them around where I'm from, my area. It's more GTIs and Golf Rs in this space of kind of car. And yeah, it's just a clean, classy car. I love it. It's gives me those mini transporter vibes, you know. I always loved Audis. I like their heritage. I love the whole Quattro origin and everything like that. So to have this being my first all-wheel drive car as well, even though yes, it is a Haldex, it's not a true 50-50 all-wheel drive system. It still does all-wheel drive stuff. better than any front-wheel drive car I've ever owned. So I'll take this any day. And this car still handles and manages the power very well when it needs to. So no need on hating on that. To be honest, these cars are quite sleeperish if you don't know what you're getting into when you're lining up against one. And yeah, honestly, overall it's great. What I would say though, for a lot of people, one thing I do miss that I don't get with this car is manual transmission. I drove manual cars for a long time. This is my first true dual clutch automatic car. All the other cars either had were manuals or traditional torque converter slush boxes, as people say. So this, personally for me, this is like an 8 out of 10 car. 8.5, okay? Why I say that is because it'll do everything you want it to do and then some. But for me, I think it lacks a bit of character, individuality. But I think with mods you can definitely turn that around. But in stock form, that's what it is. Like, for most people, if they don't know what this is, they'd probably think it's just a nice A3. They don't know that it's a sport model because it doesn't make extra noise like some other M cars or AMGs or whatever. Because it's still a 2-liter turbo like the regular A3. It might sound a little different, but it's not to the point that it'll make you turn around and notice it. It's not like an RS3, for example, with that iconic 5-cylinder. That's a different league on its own and a lot more money. But yeah, if you want a car that'll do everything and everything, there's nothing, for me, in my eyes, for the money, there's not much that can compete with a car like this. Golf R, you'll probably save a little bit more money if you go with a Volkswagen route, just because you're paying for the name essentially for the S3. But if you want the same performance and if you want a manual in this platform, the Golf R is the one to go for, because you could still get those in a manual, I believe, even the newer ones. But with Audi's killing off all their manual cars as an option since 2017, all you can get now is automatic in these things. And personally, I love that I can just get in and drive, and in traffic I love that I don't have to spend all the time clutching in, clutching out and stuff. That for me is just a blessing. But that could be that I'm just getting older, I don't know. So yeah, guys, I guess that's it. We're gonna conclude this little review video. Hopefully it was kind of informative on my own car, what I think about it, my thoughts, and just the overall S3 experience. I'm extremely blessed to have this car. I know it's an entry-level S model from Audi, but man, it's a great start. So I absolutely adore this thing. This is the most, in such a short amount of time that I've modified a car before, like less than a year, and I've already put an intake, turbo inlet, res delete, couple interior mods in terms of carbon fiber bits. I just recently, a little teaser, I ordered new wheels for this car as well. So yeah, definitely put in some money into this thing already in less than a year of ownership. So if that doesn't mean anything, I don't know what else does. But this is a fantastic platform for an enthusiast as well. There's tons of potentials for this car. You don't need a crazy load of horsepower to make this thing quick. You can definitely have a lot of fun. This car is sick. Like I said, 8.5 out of 10, because a part of it doesn't have a soul for me, enough personalization, enough personality, but that can definitely be changed with tunes and mods and all that stuff. So I think Even by the end of this summer, I feel like this car will have its own character. It won't blend in as much with the regular traffic as some people might say about Audi sport models. Yeah, and that's about it. I don't want to rant too long. Appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means a lot. If this is your first time, please like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. The weather is finally heating up. Spring is here, I think. We just had a snowstorm like a week ago, so but it looks like it might be over, hopefully. So look out for future videos in this car. Plan to bring it to the track for different events and stuff. Maybe not tracking this car like Time Attack and stuff, but I'd love to hit the drag strip in this thing, see what it's like stock before I start tuning it and stuff, see what we can get into. Anyways, guys, take care, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.